In this video, we are required to find the value of x, and we can say we're given a fractional equation here. If you have not subscribed to Caltex Academy, you spare some 1 second to do so, and let's proceed ahead. Now, for this kind of equations, there are two ways in which we can approach this question. Now, I'm going to show you all the two methods. The first method is obviously we have to get rid of this denominator, and let's first copy our question here where we have x cubed plus x, and we divide this by x, then this is equated to 5. Now, after that, we multiply both sides of this equation by x. Now, using this bracket for the multiplication, then we place here my x, and also at this side, we place there our x. So let's cross out this x with the other x here. Now, the remaining part of this equation is x cubed plus x equals 5 times x is 5x. So we're going to put it here. Now, the next thing is to see that we take everything to one side. People normally make some mistakes by looking at x as common, then they start cancelling out, and that you'll fall into trouble. So let's collect this term to one side, and we still have our x cubed, and we add this to our x. 5x will join to the left hand side, changing its sign to negative 5x. Now we have 0 from the right hand side. Now, after doing so, we can simplify these terms with the same exponents. Therefore, we have still our x cubed. Then this simplifies to negative 4x equals 0. So at this point, we are now allowed to factor out what is common here. And x is common in the two terms. We're going to have our x into x square minus, so x has moved out, then we're left with only 4. And we equate this to 0. So using 0 property, that if we have two terms, a times b, and this is equated to 0, either one of these values, that is a, must be equals to 0, or the second value, b, must also be equals to 0. We can split this equation into 2, and that is what we are allowed to do. Therefore, we're going to have x equals to 0, and this gives us one of the solutions. Let's call this 3. For a reason I'll tell you later. So let's move to the next one here, and we have either the second x squared minus 4 as a factor must be equals to also 0. So let's solve this equation by taking our 4 to the right hand side, then we have it as positive 4. Then we get square root on both sides, and remember, if you are getting square root of a number, there are always two solutions, either positive or negative. So the square root of 4 is 2, and here we have positive or negative 2. Then we can split this starting with our small value, and negative 2 is smaller. So we can say x1 equals negative 2. Starting with the smaller ones, then our x2 should be equals to positive 2. Now, these are the solutions that we have already gotten, and before we proceed ahead, we first need to check whether these three solutions are all valid. And how do you check that? Take any one of them, or take all of them and insert to the equation, then you see whether it will give you some valid solution. So if this is our expression x cubed, and we add this to x, then we give this over x, and that is equated to 5. Then we can start with 3, because I know these are going to work definitely. If you place here 0 and you cube that 0 plus 0, and we divide this by 0, equals to 5. This is not allowed in maths because we are not allowed to divide by 0. So for that reason, you can see that the numerator will vanish to 0 and dividing by 0. This is indeterminate and is not allowed always to divide by 0. Therefore, our solution x equals to 0 is not valid. And that is when we always solve our equation taking rid of the denominator will fall into this trap. Now let me show you the second method where we will not fall into this trap and we just get our valid solutions here. X equals to -2 and x equals to +2. So let's look at that method number 2 using our equation here, and we have our x cubed plus x over also x equals to 5. Remember, we said this is method number 2. Now from here, we simply factor out what is common from the numerator, and that is x. So we're left here with x squared, then plus 1 inside this bracket, because if you open up this bracket, you must get back our x cubed plus x. Then we have this x, and this is equals to 5. Then we can get rid of this x. So cancelling out our x, we'll just be left with x squared plus 1 equals to 5. Now let's copy the remaining terms here, and we have our x squared plus 1 equals 5. Then we can subtract 1 from both sides, and this leads us to x squared equals 5 minus 1, and that is 4. Therefore, we have our x squared from the left hand side equals 4 from the right hand side, and we've gotten another step like that before in our first approach. So let's get the square root also on both sides. Then here is positive and negative root of 4. So square root of x squared is x, and square root of 4 is 2, and therefore our x1 is -2. The order doesn't matter. Somebody can start with positive, is all the same. So let's say x2 equals to 2. Now take your time, also use these solutions and substitute to the equation to see if you can obtain 5, and tell us in the comment section. If you have watched up to this point, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like this video, share this video with a friend, and subscribe to the channel in order for you to get notification whenever I upload any video on this platform. See you in the next video. Peace out.